One evening he says, you want to hook a big fish? No, no, no. I want to catch a big fish. We walked down the steps onto the sand. Whoa, whoa, where you going? We were going to go out and cast out. Flashlight, he shined down the island, and all there was is these eyes from these saltwater crocs. Well, I says, I think I can cast it out from here. I don't think I need to go any further than this. And all of a sudden I get a creak, creak. And I sit there, oh God, him tighten and drags down. He just took all the line. So I filled up another spool. Now it's 60-pound test. I'll show that guy. Well, after he drugged me down up close to the water in those saltwater crocs, he finally got all the line again.
Really exciting news from Blacktail Hooks, my friends. They now have announced they have ringed mutu circle hooks and ringed live bait hooks in a variety of sizes. Pick them up today at Island Fishing Tackle. Hey, good Sunday morning, everybody, and welcome to beautiful Surfside, California, here between Seal Beach and Huntington Beach. It is another glorious winter time. Well, it's actually late fall, but, it's supposed to be winter. We're moving up on Christmas here in SoCal, and, man, it is absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful weather here this morning, and so great to be with you all. Man, I'll tell you what, this fishing in Southern California this year is off the hook. We still have bluefin tuna. Tremendous rock fishing going on up and down the coast. There's some incredible calico and sand bass fishing for some guys. Really, really good. And halibut? How about a boat with over 50 halibut yesterday? Tremendous fishing going on. And man, it just does not want to slow down. If you don't mind, hit that like button, share these videos with a friend, tick the bell, you'll be notified when there's new content. Subscribe to the Friedman Adventures family, and you can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. Gosh, there is so much to talk about. You know what time it is. It's time for the morning briefing. Good morning, my friends. Oh my God, is that good coffee? And it is so great to spend some time with you here on this Sunday morning. I deeply appreciate you making the time for Friedman Adventures, and all the subscribers and all the views that we've had this year have been really, really fantastic. I owe that all to you. Well over 10 million views when you combine our social media and our YouTube channel. And man, we owe it all to you. And I say it all the time, but I am humbled by all of the great support. It's been a great year, and it is continuing right now. So let's start out and take you south of the border, where there still is really good fishing down in Cabo San Lucas. We continue to see good marlin fishing down there. If you've never caught a marlin in your life, it is such a great moment. It is fantastic to go to Cabo San Lucas. We love Pisces Fleet down there. Of course, you can charter the Wild and Sack with our good friend, Captain Sean Morgan. But anyway, the marlin bite, striper, still very good down in Cabo San Lucas. The weather is absolutely perfect right now. There's an occasional bigger blue marlin mixed in there, and then you have a little smattering of dorado. You've got some good yellowfin tuna fishing, occasional wahoo. The Cape is really good during this time of the year. Long range fishing for the 8 to 11 day boats that run out of San Diego. It's been a fabulous year, and it's continued great fishing with a variety of fish. Now is the time, and I should say, you can back it up to late October, November, December. Now's the time on the long-range trips where you get that great variety, just a myriad of different hard-fighting, great-eating sport fish like dorado, like yellowfin tuna, like yellowtail, like grouper, like wahoo, and so much more. It's such a fun time to be fishing, and the San Diego long-range fleet is second to none on the face of the globe, and I mean that sincerely. They do it all right. Customer service, the food, the fishing, it's fantastic, and it is continuing. Now, you get up to the Ensenada area, and the Pongueros down there, guys, Mexican guys that run their own little skiffs kind of a thing, and some of those skiffs are pretty darn elaborate now, really fast. Those guys are hard workers, great fishermen, and the bite down around the Ensenada area, 70 miles below the border here in Los Angeles. You go to the border, you hit San Isidro, and you cross and go into Tijuana, and then down 70 miles to Ensenada. Good rockfish, lots of big bonita. Fun fishing indeed going on down there. Arnie Man from Arnie Man Sport Fishing. It's for reals sport fishing. Great fishing with our friend Louis Prieto, who also has a bar in Ensenada called the Tequilas Bar. Man, go over there and you'll have a ball. He's got all the sports going. He'll cook your catch. Louis Prieto, It's for Reals Sport Fishing. Our friends from Blackfin Sport Fishing in Ensenada. All great places to go down and spend some time here during the holidays and catch a fish or two. Some really good fishing going on down there. And we've been seeing a lot of the guys who are surf fishermen on playas de Tijuana or La Misión or Rosarito or further down around San Quintin. They've been catching really good amounts of nice fat barred perch and also a lot of lenguado right now. Nice halibut fishing going on from the beaches down there in Baja, California. And I absolutely love surf fishing down there in Baja. It is spectacular. It is so much fun. And it seems like every surf fishing adventure down in Baja, you'll run into another guy fishing down there or a family, and you'll make a friendship that sometimes will last a lifetime. Baja, California is such a great place to fish. Those bluefin are still biting. We knew the Polaris Supreme had a great trip here recently with pushing 80 bluefin tuna in tremendous nighttime fishing. A lot of that fish was that, 15 to 20-pound fish, and then you had a good chunk of it that was that 30 to 50-pound fish. You had some 80 to 100 plus pound bluefin, I think 3 mixed in with it. That bite still continues. It's excellent bluefin tuna fishing right now. As Danny Cadota has been telling you, you are not going to see that bluefin go anywhere because there's too much of a food source here in Southern California. And what we're talking about is market squid. Market squid have inhabited the coastline here, the islands here, the banks here. The banks are where those bluefin are, like the 60-mile bank or the 43-fathom bank or out there on Tanner and Cortez Bank. That's where those bluefin are hanging out. And that squid, market squid, is also there. And that is just part of the food chain. The big ones do come out to eat the little ones. And that's exactly what we're seeing play out here right now with absolutely outstanding bluefin tuna fishing. That is continuing in gorgeous weather right now. It can't get any more lovelier than it is right now. In fact, I would say that these days right now are way better than the summertime days that we have here in Southern California. There's just a lack of wind. It's warm. It's beautiful. Yeah, it's very chilly in the morning. Gets chilly at night, at least for us little babies here in SoCal. It dips down into the 60s sometimes. It really gets frigid here. Anyway, it gets a little cool in the mornings and evenings, but it warms up during the daytime on many of these days, and we just see outstanding fishing going on. It has been really unexpected. Well, I won't say that because Cadota's been saying it's going to happen all year long. It's been fantastic. It's just a year-round fishery now. Our bluefin tuna fishing in SoCal is as good as it's been for 100 years, and it just seems to be trucking along and doing really well. Hey, I've got to mention, speaking of Danny Cadota, what a show he put on with rod builder extraordinaire Gary Loomis. I went over to Danny's house after we shot a podcast and got to meet Gary's wife, Susie. What a lovely, wise person. And of course, we hung out with Danny's family and the Loomis family. I felt very blessed and very, very fortunate. But what a show they put on. You saw in the lead in just a little piece of that. I highly recommend you go back and watch that show. Gary Loomis, what an extraordinary human being. Danny, you know how I feel about him. And then meeting both their families, that was really a blessing to me here at Christmas time. A real blessing. But you are going to love that podcast. So make sure you check that one out. You don't want to miss that. All right, let's talk about some of the fishing up and down the coast. And let's go to the Pride at a 22nd Street Landing in beautiful San Pedro, California. They're catching halibut again this morning. So they are off to the races. I met several great people who were headed out. They're big fans of Friedman Adventures. They were heading out on that Pride trip, including KJ from Mag 12 Swim Baits. I think he's got a couple already here this morning. Let's keep our fingers crossed. 51 halibut they got in with yesterday evening. Can it get any better than that? A few of those fish in the 20-pound class Most of them are, from legal to 8 pounds, 10 pounds, 12 pounds, like that. But 51 halibut, as we edge toward Christmas, it simply can't get much better than that. Absolutely wonderful fishing. And they also had a little bit of bass and bonito and some leopard sharks and all kinds of other species of fish. The Pride 22nd Street Landing just been cranking out some excellent numbers. This has been their best score recently. Previous trip, I think they had 35, 38 halibut. So it's been consistently good fishing on board the Pride out of 22nd Street, and they just keep making it happen. That is definitely one of the highlights of fishing here in Southern California from yesterday. A memorable trip for the anglers on board, and hopefully they're putting together another one. It sounds like it here this morning. Another great trip. We'll keep our fingers crossed. Now, speaking of wonderful people, I got to meet a guy by the name of Alfredo yesterday. Now, Gus runs the Pursuit, as many of you know, and Gus does such a great job on the Pursuit, always working hard, always pushing it, trying to fish late, trying to fish hard, trying to provide fish for the customers that are on board the Pursuit out of 22nd Street Landing. Well, Alfredo, his brother, brought his wife out, Lucy, yesterday. And part of the reason he brought her out was because it was her birthday. Lucy, good morning and happy birthday to you. Well, Lucy celebrated her birthday by catching 3 legal halibut on the Pursuit by herself. Great job. What a tremendous catch. And what halibut fishing we've got going on here in SoCal. Alfredo said that he thought they had about a dozen halibut or so on the trip. A lot of shorts to go along with it, but the Pursuit is also on top of this right now. 22nd Street Landing, leaving, I think it's 6 a.m. Pretty sure that's it. You can check with 22nd Street, 310-832-8304. But the Pursuit, always pushing it hard, always doing everything in their capabilities to provide excellent sport fishing and a great adventure for you. Lucy certainly cranked out a big day for her birthday. Congratulations, and once again, happy birthday. And Alfredo, thank you so much for stopping by the Friedman Adventures studios. That meant a lot to me. You say you watch the morning briefing every single morning. You may want to seek psychological help at some point in time after listening to this too many times in a row. But I really want to thank you so very much for watching and for supporting Friedman Adventures. Great day on board the Pursuit. Elsewhere, we are seeing some pretty good bass fishing. Marcus Fain is an angler here in Southern California. He's been fishing with our friend John Flood and Earl McVicker. They've been up there out of Marina del Rey sport fishing. The Twilight big grumpy sand bass bite has been pretty good. There's some calicos mixed in with it. You're fishing a lead head with a fresh dead piece of squid or a live squid and fishing as heavy a line as you can get away with. Many times it's going to be 25-pound test. Other times it'll be 40. It should be fluorocarbon. It's abrasion resistant in addition to getting bit better. So those are ways to get a bite. And that bite has been good. Yesterday on the Redondo Special, they not only had a halibut, but they also had some decent bass fishing and some other species there. So that was a pretty good bite. We see it down at Dana Wharf sport fishing. San Diego at times has had that kind of a bass bite. And elsewhere, we continue to see some pretty good wintertime, or I should say late fall bass fishing. You have got to love that. Elsewhere, good rock fishing up and down the coast. I don't know how I can get any better from Ensenada and Baja, California, all the way up to Morro Bay and beyond. The rockfish bite has been tremendous. The El Dorado out of Long Beach sport fishing with excellent bottom fishing. Those colorful, great eating fish provide such great table fare for anglers in Southern California. Don't forget, the season closes here on January the 1st. So if you're going to load up on some of that rockfish, now would be the time to do it. Keep that in mind, my friends. Monte Carlo on a local trip, they had a halibut, whitefish, and sheepshead. Guys on the local scene are picking away at that, like the boats out of Long Beach and San Pedro, and down there out of Davies Lock and Newport Beach. Just about everywhere you look, you can come up with some sheepshead and whitefish on the half-day kind of trips, even some deep water rockfish. And then as you get into the overnight kind of catches, you're catching bigger rockfish if they're not focusing their attention on halibut and white sea bass. And there are sea bass around. There's been a lot of shorts caught, but once again, we've seen some good little sea bass pops here in the late fall in SoCal. I've got to tell you, it's that market squid again. It's that food chain, and that bodes well for next year. As we move into 24, it should be a spring to remember. It's going to be a good one because we've got the attractant here. We've got the bait. We've got the food. Market squid. I keep saying it, but it's going to play an important role in 24. I guarantee you that. Tony Wiggins, he was out, caught a nice halibut or two. I'll tell you, the local bite for those guys has been really, really awesome. Also, Coral Sea, Santa Barbara, boats out of Ventura sport fishing. Excellent rock fishing up there. Cisco's, great rock fishing going on. As long as you have this beautiful weather, that should continue up there in that neck of the woods. And the Black Pearl out of Burgess in Morro Bay. Man, what great fishing up there. They had lings and reds, vermilions were biting really, really well, and a variety of other species. Tremendous fishing up there in Morro Bay right now. It simply can't get much better than it is. And I love fishing those lings. They eat so well. They provide excellent table fare, and they are fun to catch. Great fishing up there in that neck of the woods. All right, my friends, man, we have got so many tales for you on that show with Danny Cadota and Gary Loomis talking about fishing in Australia and some of the fun times those two nuts had together. You're going to enjoy that show so much. Go back and watch the show with Gary Loomis and Danny Cadota. It is golden. I will guarantee you that. And meeting Danny's family, well, I met Danny's family, but spending time with them and meeting Gary Loomis's family and spending time with them was a true blessing in my life. I send you all my very, very best. And I also send you my Christmas blessings and best wishes for a great Christmas and a great 2024. All right, halibut are biting this morning. Rockfish are prevalent. There's bluefin tuna. It's almost Christmas in Southern California. It is hard to believe. Don't forget, we have a great trip on the Independence coming up. I know it's right around the corner. It's April 6th through the 9th, 3-day trip, which undoubtedly will crank on the bluefin tuna. It is going to be a great one. I'll be there to shoot a video and provide comic relief for you all. That's April the 6th through the 9th on board the Independence, Point Loma Sport Fishing in San Diego. Book before it's too late, and man, we'll have a great time together. Great fishing, great to be with you. A wonderful Sunday morning. Man, I hope you get out and get to enjoy this beautiful blessing that we all have right here in SoCal or wherever it is around the world. We have people tuning in from Australia, Taiwan, all across the United States on a regular basis, and we deeply appreciate that. Take care, my friends, and I hope to see you really, really soon.